today's recipe is mashed potato with gravy. It's a really simple and easy dish, but it's really delicious at the same time. So I have to peel the potato first. So I'm gonna start doing that. Peel the skin off, because mashed potato has to be really smooth and it cannot have the skin in it, or the texture is really bad. So I just finished peeling the potato, so I'm just gonna move the peel aside. So I'm using a fork to mash the potatoes. It works just as good as a potato masher. So if you don't have a potato masher at home, you can just use a fork. It works the same. As you guys can see, that the potato is really perfectly mashed at the moment. So for potato mash, you have to remember that the mash have to be really smooth, and there cannot be any lumps or anything. So that's why now I'm just gonna put the fork aside and use my hand to just break all the lumps that's in it, because there's still a lot of lumps in it. So I have to break it with my hand, so the potato is really smooth and there is no bumps or anything in there. I'm done mashing it, so I'm gonna transfer it to a bigger bowl, because I would need a bigger bowl to mix the other ingredients in. Okay, so now time for my ingredients. So first of all, I'm gonna put a little bit of salt. Then I'm gonna put black pepper, good amount. And after I'm done with the black pepper, I'm gonna put a bit of paprika. And now I'm just gonna mix those ingredients together. So once that's mixed together, now time for the main ingredient. So this is my main ingredient, which is cream cheese. I use cheese in here because we just like cheese in general, and I just don't use sour cream. I just use cream cheese instead of sour cream. So it's kind of turning to a dough now, so we'll just keep mixing it until it becomes a ball. Okay, as you can see, now it turned into a ball, so that means we're done the mashed potato part. So now it's time for the gravy. So I've taken unsalted butter for my gravy. So if you don't have unsalted butter, so and have salted at your home, so just don't put salt when making the gravy. So for mine, I'm gonna put salt because it's unsalted butter. So now I'm just gonna cut a piece out of it. Not a really big piece, because we don't have that much of the mashed potato, so this slice should be good enough, or a little bit more. I've already heated the pan. It's at really low flame, so now I'm just letting the pan heat up, and then once the pan is heat up, I'm gonna add some olive oil first and then put the butter in it. So as you all can see, it's starting to melt. So in this time, so I'm gonna add pink salt in the butter just to flavor it, because it's unsalted, so I have to flavor the butter. And then I'm gonna add black pepper. And after I'm done putting black pepper, I'm just gonna put a little bit of red chili powder. Not too much. So now I'm just gonna keep stirring it around, and remember that the butter should not burn.
Ready.
So everything is all mixed up. In the meantime, I added a teaspoon of corn flour and mixed it with normal water. So I'm just gonna pour it inside that sauce that we made and just stir it around. And this is gonna thicken the gravy. As you all can see, now it's turning to a thick gravy. So I'm just gonna stir it around for a few more minutes until it turns a little bit more thick, and then I'm just gonna serve it and pour it on top of our mashed potato. Gravy is thickened up now, as you all can see. So now I'm just gonna turn off the stove and let it rest while I serve my mashed potato. I just served it in here, the mashed potato. So now, as you all can see, so now I'm gonna bring my gravy that I just pour it on top. I'll just use the spatula and just get all the gravy in that potato mash, just like that. And in the end, I'm just gonna put a little bit of paprika just for a good color and a reddish color on top, just to add a little bit more colorfulness in it. So that's good. So just for decoration, I'm also gonna put a little bit of spring onions on top, just to make it look good. And you all can eat it with anything really. Like, you could eat it with bread, or you could just eat it by itself. Like, it doesn't really matter, it just tastes really good. And it's a really good source of carbohydrate also, and it'll just fill you up. So you could have this instead of rice or anything. You could just have any kind of protein with this and not have any rice or bread. It'll fill you up, and it's also really delicious as well. Okay, so that's my restaurant style homemade mashed potato with gravy. This is the exact recipe they use in KFC and other restaurants. So you could just make it at home and try it. It's a really simple and delicious recipe, but it's really tasty, and you should all try it at home. So enjoy it and make it at home.